expect from the Breakers now, and I like the way they went into this, the mentality they had. If they continue that, they should have a good game tonight, but they got it done.
Now, Beck, you never want to go into a long break coming off a loss, and the Kings came off a terrible loss and had a lot of time to stew on it.
It wasn't a loss that they were expecting, that's for sure. I think they were coming into this game with different intentions, but it's never a bad thing always to lose. It gets a moment to regroup and come back together, but Tasmania, you got to give them full credit. The way that they came out, played full court defence, they were the aggressors all game long, but they made sure that Sydney felt them at all moments. So I expect to see that from New Zealand today.
Well, that's the Coca-Cola refresh. You're watching the Ignite Cup presented by Disney+. Let's have a look at the key factors for this one, Pete. Let's hear you kick it off.
Well, I think they've got to throw the first punch, the New Zealand Breakers, because you know the Sydney Kings, they have the talent, they've got the superstars. So throw that first punch, put them on the back foot and show a crowd around Kendrick Davis. Make them have to shoot 3 balls. Try and tempt Xavier Cooks to take a couple from the outside and dominate the glass. We know outside of Cooks, Kouat-Noi, they can be really thin in that regard. They've got Sam Menenga, Rob Baker. They have all the tools to get it done.
I think for Sydney, foul discipline has to be number one. After the last game, having 3 guys getting fouled out, I just think that they need to have a better focus on that so they can keep their rotation of what they have still going strong for the full 40 minutes. I also think that they need to make it a focus of feeding Cooks the ball early. Get him the ball, get him going, because when he's scoring and he's on that run, he's really hard to stop, good for the group. But also a big focus is that they need to slow down PJC. When he gets going, when he's in the flow of transition, he's really hard to stop. So I think he needs to be a key focus.
Ignite Cup standings aside, who does this game mean more to, the Sydney Kings or the New Zealand Breakers? Because I've said it before, I think the Breakers are in for a really big second half of the year.
Oh, no, it's the New Zealand Breakers for sure, because unfortunately they're in a position where they can't let too many more slip. If they really want to be a play-in team, they've got to take care of business, especially at home. I know it's not their traditional home venue, but it's a great stadium. And if they can do this against a contending team, it could spark their second half of the year.
Yeah, I agree with both of you, honestly. I feel like it's New Zealand's game that they need to win for themselves. That's just going to build that confidence. They're talking about how they're gelling. Things are really starting to come together. They're feeling good about themselves. All right, now let's get a win to show that.
Well, let's have a look at the ladder right now, because as we mentioned off the top, the New Zealand Breakers, 2 wins, 13 points. We've said that 20 points will have you on a flight to the Gold Coast.
And they could get that right now, right? If they can win all the quarters or all but 1 or 2 and the game, they'll be pretty much there in the Gold Coast, we would think, albeit we haven't seen the Phoenix play yet. But super exciting, because $400,000 up for grabs, and I know, Felix,
now,
that's a lot of money.
To you and me,
a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. But, you know, Beck Allen, this is her first time in this sort of situation, and she just happened to mention that she has a garden in this economy.
In one of her 3 houses.
Beck
How
Allen
could I cut this chat real quick?
There's 2 things. Either you're a garden gnome or you got a whole lot of money. You got to tell us which one it is.
I choose silence at this moment. Hey, it's hard to be a homeowner in Australia. It's a difficult time. So just congratulate me.
What about?
You know,
are you going to stay here for
me.
us? Because this has been great. Are you going to stay here all January, or are you doing something else?
You know, I'm heading away.
That's again.
Heading away.
You are playing in the arrival league, but for the last time, I know this is your first time here, but if your butler and chauffeur keep staring at me from across the room, I'm going to have to ask them to leave. But hey, let's get your predictions before we kick this one off. New Zealand Breakers, did they love Ignite Cup basketball, or is it the Sydney Kings?
Oh, I think the New Zealand Breakers are going to win this. At home, Sam Menenga, Rob Baker's played good basketball. I'll give the Breakers a chance.
I'm just going to be polarising. I do feel like this is going to be Sydney's game, because they like to really take over in that second half, and that's obviously a time that New Zealand really struggle with. So I think it's Sydney's game.
Well, there you got it, your predictions. Joey and Damon to take it away.
Drops it off, and Menenga monsters the rim. Galloway saw it coming and threw it down with authority. Jackson Cartwright again from outside. It's a one-man show. Is Suarez putting it on the floor, getting to the rim. Parker Jackson Cartwright is flying. Menenga out in transition. Here comes Galloway. Nice dunking all over them at the moment. Kouat-Noi, who'll pull up the 3. You can lift the room. Here's Lopez. Using some muscle and stuffing it.
Hello and welcome to the Hungry Jacks Ignite Cup presented by Disney Plus to kick off round 11. And for the first time in 7 years, we are in Hamilton hosting the the game tonight as the New Zealand Breakers host the Sydney Kings. We are certainly looking forward to this one. Alongside me, as always, Damon Lowry. And I know these sort of games get you out of bed, not because of the money on the line, but because of the little big men that are going to deliver tonight.
Better believe it, Joey. Yeah, man, little big man society is strong with PJC out there playing first team All-NBL type basketball, and KD, Kendrick Davis. He's been lightning ever since he made his move from Adelaide to Sydney. That's going to be one hell of a matchup in the backcourt.
Well, of course, it is week 8 of the Ignite Cup, and well, New Zealand, they really are in the box seat to be playing on the Gold Coast in the final for that $400,000 pool, because they have not only won both games, Damon, they've taken 13 of a possible 14 points out of their 2 games. The Sydney Kings, well, they're almost out of it unless they can win all 4 quarters tonight, but gives New Zealand a great opportunity.
They 100%. They for some reason, Joey, Wednesday nights bring out the best in them. I mean, obviously, oh man, I just got distracted. I just saw Kareem Lopez bounce it off the floor through his legs and dunked it. But look, $400K the long way, Joey, will motivate any player. And right now, New Zealand, they're looking good to get to the Gold Coast. I can't see them missing out.
Well, they are only 5-10. They're sitting 7th, but they've already won the NBL Blitz, and maybe they can take some more silverware if they get the job done tonight. And one man who has been unbelievable this season, most improved, but he's playing some sensational basketball. Sam Menenga has gone to another level. Damon, we'll take a look at some highlights of the game against Cairns, but he's on some sort of tear.
Sam has been awesome all season, since round 1. This guy's came out with a whole new attitude, different from what he had last year, a little bit passive last season. He's very aggressive, and he is a mismatch problem. I don't believe there's a 4-man in the league that can stay with him, Joey. He can bring you out to the 3-point line and put threes in your face. He can run the floor, dunk on you. He posts up. He can hit you with all kind of body work down there in the body shop. He's a complete offensive package for this team. And the beauty is, Petri Coppin is playing him some solid minutes. I still think he could get a few more minutes, but right now what he's producing is top-notch.
And you just wonder what level he can get to with confidence after what he did for the Tall Blacks against the Boomers that we will chat about throughout the game. What about on the flip side, Damon, what have you made of Xavier Cook's season? Started a bit slow, found a great little patch for 3 or 4 games there, but one to forget, last loss.
Yeah, no, we're going to act like that thing in Tasmania didn't happen. That was an aberration for both the Kings and Xavier Cooks, who fouled himself out with 2 technicals. I feel like this is not one of his best seasons. Statistically, 13 points and 7 rebounds for a man of his stature is not enough. But he's adjusting to a new team, a new backcourt. He's never had to play with 2 ball-dominant, scoring kind of guards in Kendrick Davis and Matthew Dellavedova. When games that he's featured, he showed how good he is. He showed that MVP form. But then there's times, Joy, that his teammates seem to forget about him. As we look at his stats, first 8 games, 27 minutes, 10 points and 7 rebounds. I like the roundup. His last 5 games, it's been more like himself. Except for that Tassie game.
Except for that Tassie game. Well, part of the call team tonight. He's on the ground at Claudelands Arena in Hamilton is Cam Glidden. Welcome, Cam.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Really looking forward to this one tonight. Earlier on in the week on the NBL Now podcast, I talked about the Breakers really need to take care of their home court if they want to be a playoff team. And what a great opportunity they have tonight. Matthew Dellavedova still out, Sean Bruce still out, and Xavier Cooks a bit under the weather. But as a semi-intelligent man, I would never bet against a Kendrick Davis team. So really interested to see how this one plays out.
Gee, if he's semi-intelligent, I don't know what that says about us, Joey.
Don't play yourself down there, Cam. We'll come to you throughout the call. Looking forward to this one, as we said. And, of course, starting 5s. Cam just mentioned no Sean Bruce still out with that calf injury. Matt Dellavedova still out with illness, so he won't take part. And maybe just a couple of Sydney Kings under the weather. But still, it's a pretty formidable starting lineup.
100% it is, and so their backcourt is a little bit compromised with no Bruce and no Dellavedova. So I feel like we're going to see a lot more Tyler Robinson bringing the ball up court. We're also going to see Xavier Cooks initiating a lot of offense, which can only help the team.
And the New Zealand Breakers, well, they've won 2 of their last 3. They're starting to make a move, and this is the starting 5 that he's settled now and starting to play much better basketball. Baker's finding his feet, Brockington stepping up.
Yeah, Brockington's had a couple good scoring games lately, and as a group, they are definitely playing much better basketball. This is their 16th game of the season, Joy. This is over half pretty much of the season for those guys. So if they haven't found form by now, it's probably never going to happen. But so far, it's looking pretty good.
Well, the Sydney Kings, they will be smarting off that 23-point loss to Tasmania in round 10. It was their worst loss in almost 4 seasons. Tim Suarez, I know you've put it on him during the week. Damon, he needs to stand up and play well.
He does, and Tim Suarez is the key. Not only him playing well and keeping the team, very formidable, but it allows Xavier Cooks to play his natural position at the 4 spot. So Tim Suarez, if he can play anywhere between 28 and 30 minutes, not get in foul trouble, and get around, 14, 15 points and 7, 8 rebounds, that'll go a long way.
Almost set here. As we said, Claudeland's venue is where we are tonight, the arena in Hamilton. Last played a game December 2018. Was the last time they played here. Sean Long had 26 points and 14 rebounds on that occasion. And we are underway on an early whistle. Maybe a technical difficulty. Take 2. Of course, spoke about the matchup between PJC and Kendrick Davis. Damon, they love in these matchups. Kendrick Davis has a great record against the Breakers, and Parker Jackson Cartwright, well, he loves playing against the Kings. Here's Galloway. Straight away, we heard from Brian Gorge in pregame tell the boys they want to go into the big man, couldn't finish.
And they're going to switch a lot of ball screens. Obviously, Parker starts out on KD, but throughout the course of the game, defensive changes. They'll be guarding other people at times, but I like when 2 guys go at it, heads up. Speaking of heads up.
There's the size of Menenga.
Joey, I know it's only been 35 seconds played. That's Sam Menenga right there. Who can guard him down low? He's stronger than what you think. He's got the perfect kind of a build to be able to bring you inside and outside, and Tim Suarez got his hands full.
He's on some sort of trajectory. Has he got NBA potential? Are there chances that the scouts are looking at this season he could be ending up in the NBA?
I hope so, because I know they're looking at his teammate, 6'10" Kareem Lopez, who's going high lottery, but they got to be looking at a guy like Sam who can stretch. The NBA these days, they want bigs who can stretch the floor and shoot threes. That is exactly what Sam can do.
Just a bit of a jittery start to get this one going. Some more technical issues.
And we saw Rob Baker grab the first defensive rebound of the game, and he's had a relatively quiet season. But I feel like games that he's played really well is when games that he's got really involved on the defensive glass.
So looks like they needed to work through something. As we said, 7 years since they have played a game here. Pete Hooley, did you say that maybe you've played at this venue? I'm not sure, because the clock's not working at the moment.
We've played a few games in regional New Zealand. I can't remember which one it exactly was where we stayed in Queenstown for a couple of days leading up to it, and it ended up being one of my favourite places in the world. Told Dean Vickerman, you know what, we can just stay here. We don't have to travel for the game.
Well, apologies for the viewers at home for the tech issues. I'm sure this will be worked out fairly soon. Now, Joey, I hold the record for delay, and it was an hour for a Cairns Taipans game for a shot clock
Don't
issue.
manifest
so
that,
I'm
please.
hoping you don't break that record. But right now, hey, a hot start. Sydney Kings haven't even scored yet. 2 points to the New Zealand Breakers. What a run.
I mean, what a run. You're putting me in the hot seat here if you're saying that. I mean, obviously, ball straight into Sam Menenga. I think that's a great game plan. We've said that from the beginning. But, hey, this is tough. Even with players, you get yourself ready to start a game, and then you're halted early. What do you do? It's the same for us.
No, not him.
Oh, you don't know.
You said start a game, not him.
So I had a real cool thing during my career where I got a front row seat and I got to watch the whole. The only reason I was sweating was I was scared they were going to put me into the game. True. That's what I didn't want to do.
And funny story, when we had Casey Prather on overtime, it was great to have him in person. They showed it at the championship from 2018. We won. Who's front and centre behind the trophy? This guy.
May or may not have had a beer before that game, knowing that I was nowhere else I was going in. Right now, it's just some clock issues that will be sorted out fairly quickly. But you touched on that. But as a player right now, what do? We've only just started the game. Do you almost just reset and take it from the top?
I mean, you sort of have to in some regard. It's also about staying warm, isn't it? You don't want your body to get cold. You also don't want to relax. I think that's the other part. The minute you start to relax, then you come out into that game and who knows what could happen. So hopefully this is just very short. They get it sorted soon, just for everyone involved.
Well, I'm nervous that he brought up, because I was part of the Cairns game last year where it was about 55 minutes of a delay, but it's great Sam Menenga's already back out on court, so hopefully it can be solved sooner rather than later, because also they're testing all that in the hour lead up as well. So for it all to be running completely smooth and you finally start the game and he decides he wants to go out, it's just not ideal
I mean,
for
we're
anyone.
not placing blame though, are we, Pete?
There's
no blame.
Well, actually, I think we turned out there was another one at some point that wasn't quite the hour. It turns out all you had to do was just flick a switch.
There has been a couple. There has
Right.
been a couple like that over there, but I'm terrible with technology, so there's no chance I've got of helping this right now. So the New Zealand Breakers, of course, you mentioned going straight into Sam Menenga there. Damon Lowry, who's on commentary tonight, he gets up out of his seat when they don't throw it into the big fella, whatever team that be, especially the Brisbane Bullets throwing into Tyrell Harrison. Do we expect this to be a game where I mentioned him not getting put in the top 15 for Derek Rucker. I still think that he's going to be trying to go straight down the throat of Xavier Cook.
100% he will. And again, I want to see him in the power forward spot because that's what he played for the Tall Blacks. That's where he kind of wants to play. He's going to be a strength matchup. We see Ty Webster there on camera. He's not playing tonight. And hopefully they continue to do that and we'll get back to it.
Joey, we're back underway.
Thank you very much, Felix. And I must say, David, there's no better man to have in a delay than Felix von Hoff because he can talk underwater. So nice to have him on standby just in case we need him again as we get this underway. Davis gets his own rebound. And Quayle knocks down the first points of the night for the Kings.
A lot has been said about Bull Quayle's defense, but do not forget about his offense. That man can shoot the ball from out there, shooting 35% from deep on the season.
I wonder too whether Pete Hawley has some more humour in his bag of tricks. The nice little play on at the start with Felix von Hoff and the sumo wrestling. Didn't know that was coming, Felix.
Hate to break it to you, Joey, but I've known him a long time and he doesn't.
That was his one and only. Lucky Beck Allen just keeping that panel classy. The other two there is the first shot of the night. Good finish too from Brockington.
Another guy on the Breakers team has been playing with a lot more confidence lately. Sometimes we expect imports to hit the ground running the first few games. But I feel like Isaiah Brockington just eased his way into the season at the halfway point.
Yeah, coming off the best game of his career against Kansas Sidebans was Brockington as Galloway went over to finish, and then Kendrick Davis just picked PJC's pocket. And they can get an easy 2 points down the other end. That's Cooks. Quickly now, Baker. This is what he can do. Knock down the three ball.
A real shooting guard in a four-man's body. Rob Baker the second. This is what he does best. As Bull Quayle gets an easy deuce in transition.
Got a track mate at the moment, up and down. Quayle got 5 early points. Now the Breakers will work into their set, although Lopez just decides to fire away. And they can't get the offensive rebound. As we said, the Breakers in the box seat to play in the final. Feb 22 on the Gold Coast, the Ignite Cup. Just need to take care of business at home. Again, Kendrick Davis wants to go down to his big man. Draws the foul.
Nice little action right there. Nice little screen from Xavier Cooks. Getting Tim Suarez coming to the ball. Good patience by KD to get it inside as we check the Amy replay. And yeah, he didn't see Kendrick. That was more Sam's fault than PJ's fault. Just didn't see Kendrick hiding out over there. Led to an easy Xavier Cooks deuce.
Suarez, that was the Amy replay, the free throw line. Averaging just over 5 points a game. His last 4, shooting at just 23% from the field. So just being down.
And he's not a back to the basket. He's not a, low post, real major offensive threat because he can do so much, though. He can give you tip-ins and stuff around the basket, but he can also step out and shoot the threes as well. He just needs to stay out of foul trouble.
Jackson Cartwright, as we said, averages 25 points across his career against the Kings. He's had some big nights. Leads the league in assists. We'll get it back. It's going to be tough against the length of Galloway and forces the turnover.
And you can see what Brian Gorgeon is doing. So the very first possession, he obviously had Kendrick Davis guarding PJC. But since then, he's had Jalen Galloway and Bull Quayle. He's going to keep some size on him, which means they should be trying to post up Kendrick Davis because he's guarding Isaiah Brockington.
Again, Davis facilitates for Suarez. Oh, that's got him going.
That's what he does best, the Brazilian.
Knocked down a couple of threes already of the Kings. They've doubled the Breakers score. Menenga, ball movement. Jackson Cartwright, plenty of time. How do you like the look of the Kings? Damon without Matt Dellavedova, obviously still feeling the effects of the infection, not playing again tonight, but Kendrick Davis, ball in hand.
Yeah, no, definitely, the team is not as good without Delly. Like, there's been a lot of talk, how do they work out the backcourt? They need Matthew Dellavedova in the team. Now, in saying that, Joey, I'm not going to start Matthew Dellavedova. I'm going to bring him off the bench. But he's going to get starter-type minutes, anywhere between 25 minutes, depending on how he's playing. But he's their leader, defensive leader. He brings poise to the group. And the sooner they get him back, the better.
And Damon, you talked about the elite defense to start on PJC. Watch after this free throw. It'll be bull pole, it looks like now, but whoever's guarding the inbounder, which has been Xavier Cooks, they front guard PJC. They do not want him to bring the ball at the floor. Make somebody else have to do it. If it's Brockington, well, it's hard if you don't put the ball in the basket to do that, but they've done that the last 3 possessions when they've scored. Make Brockington bring it up, and then they start their offense late.
This time it's Menenga that has to bring the ball down the floor. Brockington, good handoff. And there is another opportunity for a poster for Menenga, but Suarez wouldn't allow it. He'll still go to the stripe.
You got to be careful around there. Menenga's putting people on posters.
First foul of the night for Suarez. We'll talk about, as Beck Allen said pre-game, just foul discipline. They can't afford to have Suarez sitting on the bench.
And Hunter Goodrick has came on and gave him some good minutes when he's out there. And even when Hunter's on the floor, which isn't for a long time, it's just long enough to keep Xavier Cooks at the 4 spot. That's what it's all about for mine, Joey.
You said Menenga was huge for the Tall Blacks against the Boomers. 19 points, 10 rebounds in 21 minutes in the first game. And again, big dunks and 16 points in game 2 of that series as Davis with a quick turn of speed, able to get to the basket.
Yeah, Parker don't want to pick him up full court like that and give him one direction to go, because KD is just as fast out of his left hand bringing the ball up the court as he is with his right.
Here's Menenga. Hasn't been shooting the 3-ball well. Just 2 of his last 20 over the previous 5 games, and Brockington has that mid-range in the kit bag.
Isaiah elevates so high on those mid-range shots. He's almost shooting on the way down.
Now Cooks helps himself to a nice layup. Start offensively for the Kings. Now turnover opportunity here. Galloway. Now Brockington. Lopez. Easy strength. That is a tough finish.
Could easily been an and 1 too for the young next star.
Just get the floor cleaned up. Just look at Jalen Galloway. The guys talk about it pre-game, Damon. What's happening with Galloway when he gets to puts the Boomers uniform on and goes to another level, but just hasn't quite been able to replicate it for the Kings?
Yeah, I'm going to say it's a couple of things. Okay, confidence obviously is an issue. But, Joe, he doesn't play that much for the Kings. How many minutes is he averaging a game, Jalen Galloway? Jalen Galloway for the Kings is averaging 21 minutes a game. Okay. It's only so much you can do in a half a game of basketball. And like I said, it is not easy when you're playing with 2 very ball-dominant guards. There's so much talent on that team. As long as he's playing good in those 21 minutes and shooting the ball well, I got no problem.
Here he is, being aggressive. Get to the free throw line.
He clearly has a different role with the Kings than he does with the Boomers. Now, let's see if Jalen Galloway can crack into the main Boomer team. That would be something.
Just averaging 4 points his last 4 games for the Sydney Kings. Jalen Galloway, of course. Hungry Jacks NBL Ignite Cup presented by Disney Plus is turning up the heat. Head to nbl.com.au/Ignite Cup for all the updates on the ladder as we edge closer to seeing who will be playing in the final and take home $400,000. Check out Ignite the Fuse with exclusive offers dropping every Wednesday.
The biggest thing as well to remember with Jalen Galloway is he's 22 years old. He's just been around the league a long time. A lot of people look at him as a 27-year-old. This guy's NBA window is still wide open.
There's Menenga just forcing his way to the bucket.
That man needs to do that every time down the floor right now. Damon, you said it. Nobody can currently stay in front of him. I'm not sure if they have anybody. It'd have to be Kelly Leapepe, and I'm sure he'd want to get on there with just one leg and try and do it.
I'm with you, Pete. I've been singing the man's praises all season. Sam Menenga is a mismatch. He could shoot it almost every time down if he wanted, but he's playing a real team game right now.
Speaking of size, oh, he tried to go at young Lopez, who wouldn't have a bar of it.
Kareem said, I don't know what you think this is, Kawhi. Brad can be down like that, but he's so long, Joey.
Been some conversation around Pete this week about Kareem Lopez, just trying to improve his defence for the NBA scouts.
Yeah, when I caught up with Jonathan Cavoni a couple of weeks ago, he said that what it was all about. Right now, his offense, and I appreciate you, Joey. I know you listen to those podcasts. Felix Van Hoff definitely does not. But it's all about, we've seen his offensive growth, but he thinks it's also a bit of a product of the New Zealand Breakers' defensive or lack thereof so far this season. He's still on a minutes restriction, which I don't mind because we want to see him on the floor, and I hate bringing that up anytime Damon Lowry's around.
Minutes restrictions are barred with Damon Lowry in the house.
And you know what? It's not minutes restrictions due to injury. I don't think it's Kawhi's one off no good. I think it might be minutes restrictions, Pete, based on what the NBA kind of want. Maybe they just saying, look, man, you got maybe 15, 16 games left in the NBL, and then you're going high lottery. So we don't need you out there for 34, 35 minutes a game. So because he's moving very freely, Kareem Lopez, but defensively is definitely an issue, especially guarding all these younger, smaller, quicker guards.
And there is Galloway. Davis with the air ball. Galloway knocks it down. They've made 3 triples in this first quarter. New Zealand yet to make one. Zip of 4 for the Breakers. Here's Davis. That's a great find for Goodrick. Where do you want it? Put it on a platter for young Hunter Goodrick. And already the Sydney Kings are up by 10. 3 assists and 3 points for Kendrick Davis early.
With the left hand, too. Can just manipulate a ball screen, KD.
Down this year on his assists compared to his year last year at the Adelaide 36ers, but he started well here. And at the moment, Tangerine timeout, 10-point lead. Heard Brian Goorjian, he put it on his players. He said New Zealand to be fired up, and they've got a nice lead.
Well, the Sydney Kings have been stewing on that loss to Tasmania. It was a terrible loss, and they had 14 days to work it out. And by the looks of the score at the moment, they've done it.
I mean, they have had a little bit of a bounce back, but this is in terms of New Zealand Breakers, they need to make sure that the wheels don't fall off. Sometimes when things start going bad and then there's a turnover, a missed shot, another missed 3, I really don't want them to live and die by that 3-point line. But at the same time, they need to make sure that this is a really good time for a timeout so they can regroup.
I mean, the Kings are just picking them apart, right? Anything they want. I like the pace that the Sydney Kings are playing with. It's that equal opportunity right now. Kendrick Davis with the great first 4 minutes of pushing the pace, facilitating. But now with Hunter Goodrick on the floor, we saw everybody. Kendrick Davis, they're going under Brockington, they're going under some guys. They're really crowding the paint to keep Sam Meninga away from trying to dominate down there. And also Hunter Goodrick. Has anyone seen him and Geordie Hunter in the same room?
Yeah, well, you know what? It's a bit confusing as well, the same name. And remember, Ignite Cup quarters matter. The New Zealand Breakers, they're almost not many quarters away from locking themselves on a flight to the Gold Coast. The Sydney Kings, Brian Goorjian said at pre-game, they need to start winning quarters now. So they're off to a great start, Joey.
It was a great point from Beck Allen. Damon, just about New Zealand needing to find a way to get in the grind. I heard Ken Glidden talk about it as well on a podcast. Only 6 of their 15 games for the Breakers have been decided by 10 points or less. When you look at it, their average winning margin, 24 points, but their average losing margin is over 12 points. So as a coach, what can you try and instill in the playing group to just understand that sometimes you're just going to have to get in the grind?
Yeah, you got to get them to focus on just the little things in execution because they get in their own way a lot of times. And a lot of those leads that they got, you have to play differently sometimes. As Isaiah Brockington in the mid-range, once again, if you build, how you play to build a 20-point lead isn't how you play once you get a 20-point lead. And I feel like the Breakers just need to learn the intricacies, Joey, of playing with leads.
Moment, they're going to try and play a little bit of catch-up, but they don't understand there's plenty of time. Lopez maybe just forced that one a little bit too much. Kings will drop into their set. Malawatch on the floor, Kwatnoi. Galloway still out there in Goodrick.
Taylor Britt had a real nice little couple good cameos, and not even cameos. He actually started for the Tall Blacks in that series against the Boomers.
Jamaica the series, Damon, the Tall Blacks for the Boomers. A couple of close wins to the Boomers. How'd you see it?
Yeah, the Boomers did what they had to do to win. Credit to Dave O'Hickey for making 2 kind of game winners, but I just felt like the Breakers, Joey, didn't take that game seriously as they could have. And you can't tell me they did, Joey, because it makes no sense on God's green earth how Sam Meninga cannot play for an entire quarter of basketball, as Kareem Lopez shows us his great footwork.
Damon, I believe you've mispronounced the name. I believe it's Davo Hickley. If you watched, if you paid close attention to those games.
Yeah, they did Moran. They did come out and apologize. They didn't know my man's work.
Pete Hooley did put on the radar the Tall Blacks would give the Boomers a shake. I think he declared they'd win, didn't he, Felix?
Yeah, he's got 2 horses in every race. I'll tell you now, Joey, 2 horses in every race. He told me the Boomers would smack them.
I will not stand for such a fallacy. I knew it was going to be hotly contested. I enjoyed it. It was a great contest, and I think that Tall Blacks, Xavier Cook spoke to Cam Glidden before about how they continue to rise and all the challenges they've had in the country growing the game. I'm super excited to see where they're going, but the Boomers, it's great to see them get over the line, of course.
We look at Judd Flavel, who coached the Tall Blacks. He's Perry Coppin's assistant coach. Did Perry Coppin, Joe, this is conspiracy thinking. Did Perry Coppin say, do not run Sam Meninga into the ground? I'm thinking he might have said it, because how do you only play this man 15 minutes in a game? He was dominating. And also, Flynn Cameron comes off the bench, and Taylor Britt gets a lot of playing time, Joey. It's like he was helping his breaker boys. That's all I'm saying.
Wouldn't have to do with anything that there's a throwdown this week, and Angus Glover played 72 minutes in one game.
I don't mind the theory. Just thinking about the bigger picture of the Breakers. It's Davison on the floor. Off the mark.
Colin Davison, he is just an excitement machine. It's only a matter of time, Joey, before he gives us something. And the one thing I know he's been working on, and hopefully he spends a lot of time in the offseason, is his three-point shot. Because once he adds that, he's only shooting at 20% right now in the season. But when he adds that, he becomes a whole new different beast.
Just in his second season, we know the athleticism's there.
Oh, look who's on the court, Keith.
Bairstow getting some early minutes.
Sean Bairstow's on the court. Somebody put him in his super coach team.
Davison kicks it out for Tarangi.
Well, you know Tarangi loves a corner three, and you're right. So, Damon, you knew something about Isaiah Liapa's injury, and yet you're smiling, and Ty Webster not going to be able to play this game. But we'll see, because I'm in super coach now. I'm coming for you.
Isaiah Liapa, the fractured foot. We might touch on what impact you think Damon Ty Webster can have throughout the second quarters. Yeah. They travel, good little fight back here from New Zealand, trailing by 10 only a few minutes ago. They got a chance to tie it up this possession.
If you think the New Zealand Breakers is not taking this Ignite Cup 100% serious, $400,000. There's nobody out there on the floor that couldn't do with a cut of that.
Well, I think PJC knows, and let's see if they can try and finish with their nose in front at quarter time and try and bank an extra point. Rob Lowe certainly knows. Stripped away from Galloway, and then the foul's going to be on Davison, so there is the defence of Jalen Galloway.
Good hands. Good D by Jalen Galloway. Jalen Galloway was known more for his defense than his offense, but once his offensive game kind of exploded, he's a legitimate two-way player.
They will be in the bonus. Galloway has the 5 points. Isaiah Brockington leading the way. 8 points in his first term, 4 of 5 shooting. Galloway up to 6. Talking about New Zealand not playing in many tight finishes. It can be said for the Sydney Kings as well. Only 4 of their 13 games have been decided by 10 points or less as well. We heard from Xavier Cooks just talking about their inconsistencies. So the first quarter points might be out of action for the Breakers, but they can finish on a positive note. And it's PJC who drops his first points of the quarter. And after trailing by 10 points midway through the term, they get it back to 1 from Claudelands Arena in Hamilton. Ignite Cup action. It is the New Zealand Breakers and Sydney Kings. And the Kings get the early point. They lead by 1.
The Sydney Kings draw first blood in the Ignite Cup scoring system, winning the first quarter by 1 point. And Peter Hooley, Beck Allen, there was a late foul. The PJC 3 could have been the one to take them one step closer to that flight to the Gold Coast. But unfortunately, for their sake, they didn't get it done, and the Kings lead by 1.
Potentially split the points, but again, this is a great first quarter. What I'm unhappy with is Sam Menenga played the 6 minutes, 2 of 2 from the field. He needs it more.
Well, I think even from the Sydney perspective, Xavier Cooks is also 2 of 2 from the field and he needs the ball more. So, hey, I think both offences need to go through their bigs.
Cam Glidden, what are you hearing down there?
Yeah, guys, I was in the Sydney Kings huddle, and like Brian Gorgon always talks about, it's the defence that was a particular a bad point for him. He said we started off so tough on defence and we just became lackluster. But for me, it was when Kendrick Davis went to the benches when they stopped cutting up the defence on the other end.
As Tyler Robertson steps in, been playing some minutes without Sean Bruce and Daly, knocks down the triple.
Tyler Robinson has been hotter than the surface of the sun lately from downtown, Joey. He was 7 of 11 coming into this game.
Shot the 3 ball at over 60% his last couple. Taranga's already knocked 1 down and make that 2. And 2 teams that are renowned for their defence, but it's the offence at the moment that are shining.
And look who's playing the point. Oh, no, he slipped over. But Zay, oh, no.
Well done from Davison, forced the turnover. It's a 4-on-2.
Charge.
It is, it's called. Play from Robertson.
Great job by Tyler putting his body on the line. So Xavier Cooks on the floor right now is the point guard. He just slipped. I don't know what's going on in Hamilton. A little bit of condensation, but Xavier's a great ball handler. He can initiate offense.
Slip on the logo there, you can see. Forced the turnover. Do you like that? Xavier Cooks handling the ball, leading the...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, he's the best ball handler on the floor right now, and this is nothing for Zay. He just slipped.
Here he goes again, running the point.
Look at the handles, Joey. Look at the handle on the crossover.
Rob Lowe did a pretty good job.
He just missed a layup.
Now, Tarangi with some confidence, kicks it out. Jackson Cartwright made that 3. His first points of the game is Qual fouls and he's clearly frustrated. He knows that he has to worry about his fouls tonight.
That was good offensive recognition by PJC. Saw the switch. Rob Lowe and Bull Qual. Just go inside. Then once the defense adjusts, he makes the right pass.
Fouled out in 15 minutes in that loss to Tassie to Bull Qual. No points. In fact, fouled out 2 of his last 3 games. Lowe. Had a good look at it. And there's the feed down court from Cooks for Malawatch.
Good open court pass from Xavier Cooks. Brian Gorgon might look at this even when Deli comes back, Joey. Let's just say Deli don't come back. He's not 100%. You know what they're going to do. There's going to be some minutes restrictions, something like that. Anyway, that's okay. He'll be on the bench. And when KD goes to the bench for his so-called rest, no problem. Say, run the point.
Malawatch misses the first. So these 2 teams have already met twice this season, both in Sydney and both wins to the Kings by 22 points in round 3, and then that 7-point win in round 8. New Zealand had the big lead and gave it up on one of many occasions this season. As Malawatch knocks down the second, he'll come to the bench, back for Kendrick Davis. He struggled with his shooting, zipper 4 from the 3-point line for Kendrick Davis, but did have 3 assists. Bairstow getting some more minutes. Doesn't work, finds Lowe with a difficult shot, made it work, got the roll. And we're all tied up.
Assist Bairstow, a big guard who can make plays.
Hand off from Suarez. Davis again feeding the big man, and that's good hustle from Xavier Cooks.
That's what he does, Zay. He just plays basketball, chases offensive rebounds, forever active on the glass.
Lopez Chance opportunity.
Travel, shoot that.
A couple of them hesitated in that possession.
Sam Meninga checks back in. I was worried that he wasn't in New Zealand anymore. Petri Coppinen is my guy, Joey. That's my Finnish mate. But we're going to have a word in the offseason. I'm going to ask him when I get him at the awards dinner this year, the Gazeys. What were you doing this season playing Sam Meninga, who's having an absolute career year? Why is he only playing 27 minutes a game?
I'm with you. We're preaching to the choir here, because the other side of it is, yes, if you want to get Rob Lowe in the game to stretch the floor even more as Sam Meninga steps up there, you can play Sam Meninga at the 4. We've just seen with the Tall Blacks, he wants it. I've spoken to him. He wants to play the 4 a little bit more as well, so get his rest in that. Great take there from 3 locals.
It's this equal opportunity. Everybody gets to play these days, Joey. Their whole roster can hit the court in 1 quarter. And I don't care what school you say I'm from, old school, ancient school, I don't care what you say. I would never quite understand how 10 guys can play in a 10-minute quarter.
Yeah, Breakers did have 10 players get court time. Davis gives it up again. Suarez already knocked down 1. Wasn't even close. Now Bull Qual. And another chance. So these offensive rebounds starting to add up now for the Kings. They've got 5 already.
Just a fundamental act of boxing out. Not happening right now. Some teams also over-helping off the ball, which means they can't block out their man.
It was an issue for the Breakers. They've lost their last 15 games when they've lost the rebound count.
Sheesh.
So something I'm sure Coach Kopp will be all over.
And they got 4 guys, Joey, 6'10". It's not about the height, though. It's about the desire and technique. Good pass.
Davis, great pass for Cooks. And there's the cohesion they've been working on over the FIBA break. Brockington. Kendrick Davis. There's a couple of them again. He calls for the challenge.
What's it? How many 20 birds is he averaging?
He does like to do that, but did look like stepped into the landing zone of Brockington. It will be a coach's challenge, so Ryan Gorgian has listened to his
He might be right, we'll see.
Yep.
Got a call for a clip of the foot.
So the call we heard from the referees was the clip of the foot. And we'll check out whether there was any contact at all, or whether we owe Kendrick an apology. And maybe he was right on this occasion.
And Isaiah Brockington don't normally play for fouls. What do you reckon, Pete? What'd you see?
They're always hard, these ones, right? You heard the referee say the kick of the foot, but there's a lot of guys who kick their feet out.
Well, that's the rule. The rule is if it is someone's regular shot motion, and Brockington, when he goes up, we'll see it here on the replay, but he does often kick his feet out. And I don't think that's too far outside his regular motion. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how much contact there actually was, because if anything, it doesn't look like there was any contact there.
Yeah, I'm also the fact that, again, if he cleans up his legs running that way, I think it's a foul, but I'm not actually sure that he makes a whole heap of contact.
It does look like a bit of a fake there from Brockington just to fall to the ground after, which is a classic one from the shooters, but is it enough to be able to overturn the call? This will be a better angle as we look at it here.
I don't think he touches him.
I didn't see it.
But you don't need to touch him necessarily, do you? You know, if it's in the landing space, he's jumping through the landing space.
And you know what happens when there's a lot of grey area, Joey? Usually the referee will go with the original call.
Right. That's tough.
You do watch his normal jump shot, though, and he does jump, like his legs kick forward a little bit.
He elevates more than anyone else in the league, but you're dead right, Beck, that is that the landing room, and the coach's challenge is successful.
I'm not right.
Well, there you go.
Wow.
So Kendrick was right on this occasion to
You know what?
ask for the challenge.
Now, Isaiah Brockington, he jumped, landed, then fell.
Yeah.
So, okay, he tried it on. So I'm saying if the coaching challenge is successful, shouldn't it be a flop warning?
Well, I saw the Pepe just asked the referees that, potentially. A great challenge by the coaches, to be honest. I mean, they wouldn't have really been able to get a good look at it from where they were, so they trusted Davis. And they'll win possession back. So Kings did lead by 10. And there's, look like another issue. Just going to check the clock. We're going to have Felix on standby if we just need to fill some hot air.
So when I was a kid, I used to have to walk a couple of miles to school. No. If something else goes wrong, you know I'm ready, Joey.
I've got you. Thank you.
But back to your point, Damon, it is a great one, right? So if that challenge is successful, there's been deemed no contact to be made, then he's fallen down without contact, and it should at least be a warning.
There should be a flat warning.
Ball is okay. And it's going to be a turnover.
Good hustle by Sean Bairstow. Saving that, keeping it alive.
It's their third from the Kings. They are the best team in the competition at looking after the ball. New Zealand have 7. Lopez. Bairstow. Some extended minutes. Kicks it out, and now Lopez. Good decision to find Baker in the corner. Back in front, the Breakers.
Sometimes I get a little bit nervous when Kareem Lopez starts to shake and bake on the perimeter. That is not strong in his skill set just yet. I'm sure it will be. But good job of making that extra pass to the Rob Baker in the corner.
Neither team has a score in double digits in this one. Brockington and Xavier Cooks lead the way with 8 as Kendrick Davis continuing to struggle. Bairstow, nearly another turnover. Menenga wants it.
Yeah, they got us in the double.
Now they look to move the ball. Lopez. Got it! Showing all the tricks, the youngster. The next star now, the leading scorer, 9 points and 3 rebounds.
Very smart basketball by the Breakers. Good spin move, JG, no good. That was so smart. Sam Meninga and Hunter Goodrick, and this is no disrespect to Hunter Goodrick, but he can't guard Sam Meninga. They went right to him, brought the double team as we look at the Amy replay, and it was good extra ball movement. And Kareem Lopez ends up shooting another 3. Now, what's he shooting on the season, Joey? Because the GMs will be loving Lopez out there. Last I checked it, I think it was 40%.
Galloway.
Cuarenta. Lo presita.
What is it in Japanese, Damon?
Not quite sure just yet.
Good battle in the hands now. Seesawing lead. Unfortunately on that occasion, turns the ball over.
And that's the thing with the youngsters. Sometimes, Joey, like obviously he can put the ball on the floor. We've already seen him run ball screens. It's just timing. When to do it, when not to do it. And you can't learn that when you're that age. You're too young right now to be able to differentiate the good time from a bad time.
Right, he's on the season shooting 50% from the field, 40% from the three-point line. And again, he's going at a good clip tonight. This man's been struggling, but you can't keep him down. Just his second field goal for Kendrick Davis. His first triple, he's up to 8 points.
Yeah, you can't go under his ball screens ever, ever.
Brockington tries luck again.
I think Bullquall baited Brockington into that one as we got a collision in the back.
Oh, Galloway! Tried to throw that down onto Brockington. And then Bairstow will commit the foul on Kendrick Davis. There's a collision, plenty happening in that passage of play.
It's all happening in Hamilton. Which one do we want to talk about first? I thought Isaiah Brockington got baited into taking that tough shot because Bullquall is getting physical with him off the ball.
But they're also just continue to go under his ball screen. That's what they want to see. They continue to go under. Even re-screens they're going under. They're tempting him to shoot from outside. And I tell you what, so they're going to have a look at this one here.
That's a foul.
That's a foul. But I'll tell you what, Jalen Galloway, pound for pound, is Jalen Galloway, Zylan Cheatham, pound for pound, the most raw athleticism we have.
Raw? I'm going to agree with that, but there's levels to this, and Galloway ain't quite on Zylan's level yet, but he's way up there.
Crossman Super Coach continues, beat the coach any round of NBL26. He can enter the end of season $10,000 prize draw, $5,000 cash, $5,000 Choice Hotels vouchers. Just make sure you can knock off the coach, Damon Lowry.
I don't like their chances, Joey. I'm coming to small towns, just decimating the place. But good luck to everybody that's registered. And we all know I don't mean that.
Make sure you check it out, register. Never too late to enter. Be a part of the prizes on offer. As we look at a Tangerine timeout. 3 minutes 25 left in this first half. It is the Sydney Kings just hanging on to a slight lead by 3 points, Felix.
Oh, we got ourselves a close finish coming up in this second half, and we eventually get there. Hey, Karim Lopez, we see with next stars, they reach a point in their year where they're like, hey, yeah, I'm pretty damn good. And I feel like Karim Lopez, we might be starting to see a little bit of that, especially from the outside. He's really knocking it down.
I feel like it's really just consistency coming into his game, isn't it? And that's felt with age. I think that's when you get that consistency behind your game. But you can tell when he's feeling confident out there. I think when he's at his utmost confidence, he's hitting the threes as well. But when he's playing with the ball a little bit too much, I know that Damon mentioned about timing in the game as well. I think that's still to be learnt, but he's definitely a spark player.
I think we saw it last season, to be honest. He was thrown into the starting lineup at the beginning of the season. Coach Kopp saw enough in the preseason, and he's continued to evolve. But right now, he does look a whole lot more aggressive. And he's also probably thinking, as we've all alluded to, the draft, the end of the season, is getting closer and closer by the game. With the New Zealand Breakers, how has Sam Meninga not taken a shot since going for 6 points in 2 for 2 and then some free throws in the first 3 minutes of the game?
Who are you blaming for that? Petteri Koppen got to run some sets for him? Has he just got to get the ball on the block?
Well, he's got to be on the floor firstly, so it was great to see him sub back in. But he's got to get the ball in the right position. I know the Sydney Kings have scouted for this, but the last time he touched it, it was a simple ball reversal. And again, they're playing into the Sydney Kings' hand. They want Brockington to tee off from 3.
New Zealand Breakers, we mentioned there's a lot on the line for them in this game. You've got Ty Webster coming back into this team. Lopez is just going to get better and better. Meninga, this team is going to be dangerous. The Sydney Kings are a good basketball team.
Yeah, they're a great basketball team, but I think especially if they go back to that high-low look, they're really good at getting the ball, using Sam Meninga when he's up on the three-point line as well, looking for his post player. When you've got that big play, that's really hard to defend, so I hope to see more of that.
Another quarter going down to the wire, Joey.
For Damon, PJC Meninga averaged 34 points between them this season, just 9 at the moment. Is that a positive glass half full for New Zealand or a frustration at the moment?
It's got to be a frustration. As Brewer Quall takes PJC to the body shot, couldn't finish. I feel like it's negligence on the behalf of the Breakers to just keep going up and down and not realizing that Sam Meninga is their best offensive weapon. Oh, hello! But we'll take that action any day, Joey.
Baker throws down the reverse jam, and it was the fine from Lopez. And keeps this one interesting. Botanoy, never shy. And they're off and running again, New Zealand. There is Lopez. The added confidence. He is the game high leading scorer now. 11 points, 5 of 8 from the field, 5 rebounds and a couple of assists. He's doing everything. And here he is again.
Well, just run the floor, young fella. Up and down, Karim Lopez. Tip dunk on the other end, runs the floor, helps out on a stop, and then finishes again. Young legs.
Just stared down Bull Quall. He's up for this one. He's got 13. He's got a career high 20. Tonight might be a career night.
He's got piernas de joven, Joey. That's young legs in Spanish.
I knew that. Here's Brockington. And again, off the Sydney Kings miss, they've been able to get in transition.
Oh, wow.
Again, Galloway's done that a couple of times, just stripped the ball and forces the jump ball.
Where's our girl Amy at? Where's Amy?
Going to take a look at a bit of Lopez action.
I would love to see it. We're just going to see some very good defense from Jalen Galloway. Took it with 2 hands. But Joey, let me just say this too. When you got 5 guys on the floor that everybody thinks they can score, where does the ball go? Somebody's got to recognize there's a pecking order given the situation. And as a point guard, PJC's a scoring point guard who can also facilitate. But out of those guys on the floor, they got to realize, yes, you have a 3-point lead, but your guy, Sam Meninga, has 2 shots in a half of basketball. That is outrageous.
Inside the final minute and a half. the Kings through Davis. Again, he's just got all sorts of pressure on him around the basket. 2 of 9 from the field.
And Isaiah Brockenson's got to do a better job of really making Kendrick Davis use that ball screen. He's rejecting it, getting into the key.
Let's see if they get Menenga involved in this set. The 2-man game with Lopez, potentially, again.
No.
Just a little bit clunky, so Menenga says, well, I'll do it myself.
I'll do it myself.
Damon, if they're not going to give it to me, I'll go get it and shoot it.
Damn it, I'll just shoot it whenever I touch it then if that's the case.
Out by 6. Game high lead now for New Zealand. Trailed by 10. Ooh. And then Cooks answers at the other end.
That is a tough lefty hook. They 46 seconds away, Joy, from winning this quarter.
That's another little point that'll help them. Already top of the table in the Ignite Cup, the New Zealand Breakers. Winning this quarter by 5. Still 46 seconds to play, and we do have a Tangerine timeout.
Ask and you shall receive. We said we wanted to see a little more out of Sam Menenga. Now, it wasn't exactly a drawn-up set, but sometimes there's shots like that that can really spark you up.
I mean, we said that about Sam, we said that about Karim, and they've both just gone off. So I think there's obviously something that we're saying that's helping them. So maybe, I don't know, are we a lucky charm?
Say Felix is going to get paid more next year.
That's coming next.
Well, the Sydney Kings, again, they've been taking them out of what they have to do. So credit the coach Cop and the New Zealand Breakers for the way they've been able to peg it back the last 2 minutes. This is a big 46 seconds. If they can get a couple of stops, knock down a couple more shots, go in, push that lead out, they'll be feeling really good.
Well, I tell you, I hate to break it to you, but if they push the lead out, they ain't going to be feeling too good because no one has blown more leads than the New Zealand Breakers this year. So they'll be quite happy keeping it around 4 points. But this kid right here, so young, so good, and we're talking grown man moves. The way that he moves his body, and when he gets into the NBA, which is inevitable, the only sort of issues you see sometimes is he gets caught up in traffic. There's a lot less traffic with the defensive 3 seconds and the spacing on the NBA floor.
And again, he's probably going to have no issue adjusting because he's terrific out in transition, which is going to help him get when he gets to the NBA with the bigger court, the floor spacing there, and the way that he can live above the rim. So for all of these reasons, I can't wait to see Karim Lopez. We're seeing what Alex Sarr's doing in his 2nd year in the NBA. You think about 3 years from now, this young kid, it's going to be fun to watch.
Think about 3 years. Imagine 4 years. 5, 6, 7. Damon, what about 8?
He just never ends. Extended minutes for Sean Bairstow at the point. Sean's only really hasn't played much of the whole season, but Petri Coppin is trusting him in this game. It's good to see because he got lots of talent, Joey. Yeah, you've seen glimpses last season.
Really hasn't played any more than 3 minutes in the last 10 or 11 games. Getting a really good run at it, up to over 9 minutes in this first half alone for Sean Bairstow. Menenga decided enough's enough, went again straight at Suarez, draws the foul.
It's like Sam kind of lulled Tim Suarez to sleep because normally when the ball goes to him, Sam goes into a dribble handoff on the other side, but Sam just kept it and attacked the basket. Brings up Tim Suarez's 2nd foul.
There is Ty Webster, the new signing, the replacement signing for Isaiah Liafa. Of course, had 2 seasons at New Zealand, back in NBL 13. And then his NBL 21 season at the Breakers averaged 17, 5 and 5. What's he going to bring to this team?
He's going to bring some defensive punch, some more stability in the backcourt. Another just high energy type player. Ty loves the game. We saw some of his best work in Perth. So hopefully he's in some good shape and ready to go.
Shouldn't be too long until we see some action from Ty Webster. Hence the reason for Sean Bairstow getting these extended minutes. We're inside the final 20 seconds.
Oh,
Davis splits him, feeds it out wide. And another nice 3 from Galloway. That'll be the final possession of the half, and it's going to be the 11th turnover for the New Zealand Breakers.
That's amazing that you can be winning a game of basketball at a half with 11 TOs, but that's what the Breakers are doing.
And they have won this quarter by 3 points so far. So if the Kings can get one away, then they may be able to tie it all up. And there'll be no points given. So Tangerine timeout, 1.1 seconds to play.
This is why we love Ignite Cup basketball, because as Joey just said, he's got his finger on the Ignite Cup pulse. A 3-point lead right now in the quarter for the Sydney Kings, and the Breakers a chance to tie it up.
We'll flip that.
You know what? As I was saying, I thought I'd go the other way around.
Hey, way to keep people on their toes.
Hey, I just wanted to see a laugh out of Joey, and I got it.
He was testing us, but exactly right. That's why Brian Gorgia, because the Kings need every point possible, right? They've had 2 poor Ignite Cup games so far. So they're going to draw something up to try and tie and then have 1.5 points at half-time. This is the beauty of it. Why else would you take a timeout now with 1 second to go?
I mean, it's smart, definitely, by them making sure they have a chance of, having the 0 points. But it's the exciting part of having almost another league within the league.
And again, normally when we see something like this happen, it's a turnover and they don't even get a shot up and someone else will get it. Or if they can get Kuwait Noy, who's got a very quick release, I feel like Kuwait Noy can knock a 3 down.
Also appreciate the politeness of Beck Allen. She was going to let me go there. She wasn't even going to correct that.
You know what? I didn't notice.
Sometimes you just let an idiot be an idiot.
Or you're just not listening to him, because sometimes that's what
You've got to zone him out.
Yeah, you've got to zone him
very, very quick. $400,000 on the line. Take it away, Joey.
Righto. Pete Hawley thought there might be a turnover. Ah, look at him, Pete Hawley. Look at that big grin on his face. It was a turnover, unfortunately, for Kendrick Davis. He just slipped as he was about to set up the ball fake.
Just slipped, too. That's KD's first turnover for the game. Having a great half of basketball. KD, 10 points. Not shooting the ball particularly well, but just running the team.
But I want to talk to you, right?
Yeah, 5 assists. And he's been so good this year at looking after the ball. One of the best point guards in the league, only averaging 1.5 a game.
That's what we just checked, 0.3.
And they're going to put 0.3 back on the clock.
Let's go. Guys, give them room. Back, please. Back, please. Give them room.
You got to just tip this. You can't grab it. You can't dribble it, do anything. You got to throw it to the rim and just tip it.
Don't come over.
This will be some sort of miracle play. It might be a little backdoor alley-oop for Rob Baker. I don't mind it. Just couldn't quite execute. So that is the half. The New Zealand Breakers do win the second quarter. But more importantly for them, they take the lead. They are up by 2. They trailed by 1 at the first break. They were down by 10 midway through that first quarter. And it's been a pretty even contribution. Although Karim Lopez, the next star, has been the star of the first half. 13 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and a couple of block shots. The young man has been standing up. He's doing a good job. And Cam Glidden has him on courtside.
Kareem, the commentators just listed out your stats. 13 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and a couple of blocks. You having fun out there?
Yeah, we're having fun. Long time since FIBA break, so just trying to go out there and have fun, basically.
So when are you going to grab the medical staff by the neck and say, cancel my minutes restrictions? When's that happening?
Man, it's not up to me, it's up to the doctor, so that's not a me thing.
Smart, man. All right, man, what do you have to do this second half to close this one out?
I got to keep pushing, got to rebound, got to take away their threes and just run in transition.
All the best, mate. Good luck.
He's got a good head on his shoulders, doesn't he? Karim Lopez, and what a half from him.
I mean, what a half from the Breakers, because the Sydney Kings, they looked like they were going to run away with it. The Breakers came back, but I still like Kendrick Davis, albeit that turnover. He's been picking them apart on the other end.
I also like how Karim is talking about having fun. When he's having fun out there, he's playing some of his best basketball, but also when they're playing fast, he's got the green light. They look good.
Well, we're going to break the whole half up and maybe even preview the second coming up after the break. What a half of basketball. The New Zealand Breakers faced a 10-point deficit in the first quarter, but don't worry, they fought their way back and they fought their way ahead on the back of superstar Kareem Lopez. They lead by 2, and most importantly for the Ignite Cup, they've won both quarters, and they've currently got the exit rows on the flight to the Gold Coast, because it looks like they're going to be the first team in if they keep this going.
And we said it right before the break, how they found themselves down nearly 10 points in the first quarter, but dug back, and again, Lopez was great. Menenga came on straight, good in the second quarter as well. Big second half coming up for the Breakers and the Kings if they want to win this game.
Yeah, I mean, New Zealand, they're shooting the ball at 60% at the moment, and that really reflects on the fact that they're getting good shots out on the court at the moment. So I think if they keep playing that fast pace, they're moving the ball, their players are getting downhill where they're playing their best, I think that that's a good look for them.
Certainly will, and one player who's been dominant in this first half, and we saw it a whole lot at the back end of last year. He's had some minutes restrictions and injuries to begin this year, but it's Kareem Lopez, Pete. He has been fantastic.
He's been unbelievable. Let's have a look at his Hungry Jacks halftime highlights, because what I love about Kareem Lopez is you forget how young this next star is. Yes, it's his second year in the NBL, but the way that he plays with his body, his frame, he's so much more composed this season, and I like that Coach Kopp's given him the ability to do this on the offensive end. His three ball's great, but I also like the way that he uses that size, and as I said, his transition game will help him adjust to the NBA so much quicker.
And it's so easy for a next star who's looking down the barrel of an NBA draft contract to go out there and try to score the ball every time down the floor. But Beck, he's got his eyes wide open. He's finding guys at the last minute.
I mean, exactly right. And ultimately, you really don't want him to be thinking that far ahead. I know that that's close, but as players, I feel like that can be quite daunting as well, where you're thinking about numbers and having to be at a certain level every game.
And you have a look at his profile here from Blackmore, 6 of 9 field goal attempts. That's not just going to be him launching away. He gets a lot of those in transition. The 5 rebounds, he's a terrific rebounder, and 2 blocks. Don't forget, he's a two-way threat.
It's the efficiency for me there, and we've spoken about it. It's not just tonight, it's all across the year. 50% from the field. Kid from his age is unbelievable.
It really is, and the ceiling, he can just go as high as he wants it to be, and that's the thing, is this is just the beginning. So I'm excited for this second half in particular.
What do both teams need in the second half?
Oh, I think it'll be the Sydney Kings. I like what their offense has been. The way that Kendrick Davis, you saw him split that ball screen, hit somebody in the corner for a 3 ball. They've just got to tighten up defensively, because when they have got out in defensive transition, it hasn't been there. Lopez has got a couple of dunks. And besides that, I think if Sydney clean that up, they'll probably win the game. I think that New Zealand need to be physical, especially defensively up the floor. Make sure that Kendrick Davis is struggling handling the ball from one end to the other. And I think that's going to be a key for them. And to think about the PJC hasn't got off yet either. So for the New Zealand Breakers to be where they are without PJC going off and Brockington, they'll be feeling pretty good.
Beck, I've got a question that I ask every Wednesday. What is the one thing that is better than Wednesday night basketball?
There is nothing. There is nothing better.
Boy, do we have a treat. Boy, do we have a treat. It's called Thursday night basketball. It's the only thing better. And Illawarra taking on the South East Melbourne Phoenix. Will they be a little bit depleted after the FIBA games for the South East Melbourne Phoenix and the Perth Wildcats? It's a double header, even better, versus Melbourne United. That's going to be unbelievable. But hey, what's the one thing that's better than Thursday night basketball? Well, normally he tries to trick us here, but I tell you what, there's a big Sunday doubleheader. It's Sunday basketball, and look at that, a throwdown. South East Melbourne and Melbourne United, 2:30 p.m. And it doesn't stop there, because this is the one. The return of Bryce Cotton to the jungle. Big game. Beck, I know you played at the WNBA. You played in a lot of these games where, you know, the fans are against you. What do you think's going to be going through his head heading into that one? The fans might be against him, but I also hope that they're supporting him too. He gave a lot to the fan base there in Perth, and that's something that I really do want to see the fans, for all teams, always celebrating their past and current players. Return of the King. I think there'll definitely be a little bit of that, but we know what the Red Army's like. They're rabid, they're savages, they're already after him, I reckon. The second half coming up next. 3-point lead to the New Zealand Breakers, but Xavier Cooks on the part of the Sydney Kings is doing absolutely all he can to keep him in this game.
I mean, Damon spoke about it as well when he was playing a bit of backup point guard. He can do that. He can play 1 through 5. He had a really sick move on Sam Menenga late, but I like the way that he continues to attack the offensive glass. We know he's a lob threat, he's a dunk threat, and this is it right here. Gets right down low, and then that little lefty hook. Xavier Cooks is so important to the success of the Sydney Kings.
I also think, yes, he's a scorer, but he's also a facilitator. When you've got a big that's able to have that vision and make those sort of passes and plays, I think he's just such an asset to always have out on the floor.
Well, it's going to be tough to shoot threes this half because the three-point line has been taken over by Coca-Cola. But hopefully they can find a way to do that. What technology's just gone a little bit too far, hasn't it, Pete?
Mate, Coke time starts, mate. You should know that by now.
That is unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. But I'll tell you what, Xavier Cook's absolutely dominant, as well as Kareem Lopez. What a second half we've got ourselves in for.
Yeah, we certainly do. Thank you, Pete, Beck and Felix. Of course, as we said, playing at Claudelands Arena in Hamilton. First time in 7 years. The most famous player to come out of Hamilton. Ooh, Stephen Adams.
Really?
The NBA, the New Zealand star for Houston and OKC. Went to the high school there in Hamilton.
Aquaman.
And they are enjoying, yes. And they are enjoying this game as well. There's 2-point lead to New Zealand Breakers. Second half about to get underway.
If you're the Sydney Kings, you just got to get that shooting percentage down by the Breakers. They're shooting 61% from the field. Things are a little bit too easy. And if you're the Breakers, you want to keep the Kings off the foul line. They've shot 16 free throws, made 13 of them.
Again, just a slight little hold up. And now the third quarter. Parker Jackson Cartwright, just 3 points and 1 assist. If he gets going in this second half, watch out. Menenga been efficient. Taking a lot of field goal attempts. And then decides just to...
bully ball! Bully him out the way! Come on, Sam. That's a grown man.
He's chock full of confidence, Sam Menenga now. 4 of 4 from the field. 12 points. He's gone to the stripe a few times, and then Quayle just had the mismatch on PJC.
Oh, I love that set. As we check the Amy replay, and Tim Suarez. Yeah, I knew this was going to be you. Tim tried to get physical, not physical enough. Sam said you got to get your weight up. On the other end, though, Joey, this has been the era that you don't see a lot of small guards get posted up. They isolated, they brought everybody up high, and Bull Quayle took PJC straight to the front of the rim. I'm surprised we don't see that more often with so many smaller guards in the league.
So you got no doubt that play was drawn up at halftime.
I think that was a first play coming out of the time, coming out of the half.
That's 1 of 2. As we said, these two teams haven't played in a lot of single-figure margin games this season, but it's about late in the first quarter. The lead seesawed. It's been close. Both teams want to stay in touch with the top 6. Menenga tried his luck, made 1 of 2 tonight. Been struggling with the 3 ball in his last 5 games. Here's Quayle. Again, he wants to go at Jackson Cartwright. He told Xavier Cooks to get out of the way, and in the end he found him. Good active hands from Lopez.
Still smart basketball. Will Quayle's going to bully his way to the basket. The Breakers had to come give Parker help. Then somebody's going to be open. Sometimes the game don't have to be that complicated.
And that was a bit lazy from Lopez, defensive end. Easy pickings for KD. Leads the Kings with 12. Rockington. Seen that a couple of times from the Breakers tonight, just electing to not take the 3 ball, put it on the floor and travel. That's their 12th turnover. Just 5 for the Kings.
And Sam Menenga can obviously knock the 3 ball down. He had a short closeout. I thought he would have pulled that one up, but
anyway. Chance for the Kings to retake the lead, and there is Cooks playing facilitator. 4 assists to go with his 10 points and 4 rebounds for Xavier Cooks. Rockington. And a couple of looks in the corner, and then the foul on Xavier Cooks. Trying to box out Menenga.
It's always hard for the defense if you get beat off the dribble early in the offense. You just force long rotations. Then offensive rebounds can happen as a result.
We'll see the replay here. Clear grab of the jersey there for Sam Menenga. And there's Kareem Lopez. We've sung his praises. Just been told by the great man, William Santamaria, the Charlotte Hornets are running 3 deep at this game in New Zealand today. They've got their president, assistant GM, and the head of international scouting, and then they'll head to Australia. So they're getting a real good showcase of the young next up.
Wow, they brought the El Presidente down here.
Must be nice. Must be nice to be on a junket like that.
And a quick timeout called as Xavier Cooks helps himself to another 2. And the Kings very quickly have jumped out of the blocks. They've gone on a 7-2 run to start the 3rd term. Tangerine timeout, and they're back in front by 3.
Well, the Sydney Kings started the first quarter getting out to a 10-point lead, and they look to be heading in that direction again.
And again, it's all on the back of defense leading to offense. Xavier Cooks. We talked about Kareem Lopez out in transition. You cannot let Xavier Cooks get out in transition. Too athletic, he's too agile, he's going to finish above the rim.
Finishes above the rim, but it's also his way of getting on those O boards as well. He's kept a lot of shots alive. He gets those second chance points. Yeah, they're looking good to start off this second half.
As we look at the live ladder for the Ignite Cup here, the New Zealand Breakers, well, they're not going anywhere on the top of the table. They'll certainly want to add, because 20 points, Peter Hoole, is what you've said will guarantee you, maybe guarantee is a strong word, a flight to the Gold Coast, but you'll be pretty tough to lose it from there. But 14 points, great start.
And again, but if the Southeast Phoenix run the table in their Ignite Cup games, we haven't seen them play yet on a Wednesday night. Maybe 20's not enough.
$400,000 on the line. We know Brian Gorge has made a lot of money overseas. That's big money to anyone.
Do you think that's in their mind right now? Do you think they're thinking about the Ignite Cup, the money, all that on the table?
Maybe I am very shallow, but I reckon yes. I would say yes, the money is on the mind.
And you were telling me that if you would drop that much, you wouldn't even bother to pick it up. It's not worth your time. Keep walking.
Back on the Garden Home. Back to you, Joey.
I was probably going to say it was the guys at the end of the bench that would maybe be thinking about the money, and maybe that made sense why Felix was in that camp. And another travel from the Breakers.
Being able to just keep your pivot foot on the ground.
That might be a drill, David, next time they can get out and train, because there's been about 3 or 4 of them. It's 14 turnovers. That's killing them at the moment. Of course, the Breakers do have one more Ignite Cup game to come, January 21.
Joey, I'm just being told, did you have a crack at me and Pete sitting down the end of the bench?
You specifically, not Pete.
I don't know whether my Google's playing up. I'm looking for the flag you won. Is it ChatGPT error?
Don't they give them out if you draw grannies?
They must not.
Focus, Joey. Stay focused.
Whoa! Now he's getting in my head. All good fun, Felix. There's the fouls called on Galloway. No one really in foul trouble. Just Parker Jackson Cartwright has the 3. The only player in that situation. Just 20 fouls called in this game.
And look what Bull Qualler's doing, Joey. Like, before the ball even comes in, Bull lets you feel his presence. You just never comfortable for a second when Bull is locked in on defense.
Here's Lopez. Ball in hands. Shot clock in single figures, so taking their time. Now Jackson Cartwright just uses his speed, hasn't been able to finish. And now they're off and running again. Cooks lays it into the path of Davis. Wow, it wasn't even close. Too much time.
Could have had a layup if he just ran straight to the rim, but they want to go to the 3-point line like this era.
Yeah, 7 for a couple of 3s. Now Lopez. This time they do get into Menenga. He wants everyone to get out of the way. Jackson Cartwright slipped, and it was a bit of an awkward slip. Gets to his feet okay, and then says to everyone, I'm fine. Wow. I'm fine. Ties it up. Just his second made field goal for the game for PJC. They've both been 3s. And we continue to have swings in this ball game. Davis has struggled from long range. Not that time. 2 of 8 from the 3-point line. He's up to 15.
Took advantage of Parker Jackson Cartwright not coming up aggressively enough. Just giving KD an easy shot.
And Lopez again works himself into the paint and again kicks it out. And Baker, that's a nice stroke.
That is a great stroke. Rob Baker hasn't missed a shot today. Good find by Kareem Lopez. Kareem gets it in, explores, But then he's quick to kick it out if somebody's open. Speaking of.
Trading buckets and trading threes at the moment. Paul Quoll getting into the action. Good game of basketball. Oh, man! What's going on here?
3 in a row threes. Can we get the fourth, Joey?
I feel like Kendrick Davis will want it. Gives it up. Suarez had the mismatch, but goes out to Galloway. And, halfway down. It would have continued. And PJC wants to keep it moving. Meninga will try his luck. Just halts the momentum.
Yes.
Along though, because Galloway has it swatted by Meninga.
Some up and down basketball. It's hard to get back in defensive transition with these many talented ball handling athletes on the floor.
Both these teams this season have struggled offensively at times, but right now they're both got some nice flow going as Xavier Cooks will take a seat. And an up-tempo third quarter. Galloway sold that ball fake, and then reverse finish was nice.
And that's the aspect, I mean, great move by Jalen Galloway, but that's the aspect of Rob Baker, the second game, that Pottery Copner might be a little frustrated with. This is ease.
Yeah. Brockington. And this is starting to look like FIBA Galloway, who's got 13 points now. Meninga, happy to be patient. He knew he had the mismatch. He's frustrated. Meninga.
Take warning, Kendrick. Take warning. Throw on your head back. Up here, throw on your head back.
Like, you see, okay, Sam Meninga gets a tech warning for that. He wanted to foul. He asked the question. The baseline ref said, I didn't see it that way, Sam. Sam got one more word in and then walked away, Joey. Back to the ref and walked away. Do you need to give him the warning now?
Probably not. Another watch. There's Galloway in his 100th game in the NBL. He's not able to make that one count, and then picks up the easy foul at Tarangi.
So you're saying you'd like to see a warning there, Damon?
I would like to see a no warning. The player that you had your conversation, Sam expressed his frustration, and he walked away. So you tech warned him with his back to him.
So yeah, you're saying that's essentially his warning that, hey, you've got your emotions off your chest, which we want to see. You've controlled them well enough not to swear. But after that, if you go again, if you turn back around,
exactly,
you'll wear one. I don't like that we're on the same page a lot tonight, but
don't worry, it'll change.
Lopez just ran out of room. Commits another turnover. And now Davis. Galloway thought about it. Second time round. Why hesitate? Jalen Galloway up to 16 points. 3 of 7 from long range.
Just quietly going about it. Look at the help defense. They all know the hunter is on Sam Island.
Everyone else just standing around watching. So it's going to be Brockington. Oh, good response. Keeps it back within 2.
But that's good basketball, Joey. Sam draws the initial double, kicks it out. Zay Brockington goes right back to Sam. A willing passer out of a double team.
Pete Hawley enjoying this one?
Absolutely. This is what we want to see from Jalen Galloway, keeping up that hot start from the FIBA break. And Sam Meninga is frustrated right now. Sam Meninga is going to get a technical foul very soon.
Well, that was going on. Malawatch knocked down another triple this quarter. Trading blows, these two teams.
So Sam Meninga is still barking.
Yeah, now it's time for a warning.
Like earlier in the season, they were just calling techs straight up.
That was too quick. It was too quick. John Brown waved and got ejected. So there was the foul call, and that was the frustration. Then to walk.
Over.
I can understand the frustration. That's a bigger and a stronger body entering the contest and knocking the opposition over.
Henry Coppins made sure he took him out before he could do anything silly. Oh, this is a mismatch.
Davis likes the look of it. Pulls up.
Come on.
All day for KD.
I mean, come on. Carlton Davidson is one hell of an athlete, but you can't be out there on KD Island in the middle of the floor and think things ain't gonna happen bad for you.
Ball starting to drop now for Davis. 17 points, 8 assists. Davison at the other end. a little period. They've got to be careful here in New Zealand. They need to hang in. They're down by 7. They've been so good for so much of this game.
Somebody come help Rob.
Damon Fierce for Rob Lowe. Ends it off. In the end, Noy, disappointed. He wasn't able to finish, but Goodrick's there to clean it up.
KD let Rob off the hook. And good job by Hunter Goodrick on the glass, just making a nuisance of himself.
This is where the Breakers need to find something. 9 points, and it's Brockington. That's where they're finding something. He's been the man to respond. Here's Davis again. Robertson gets into the paint.
Love the way Tyler Robertson's been playing. Whenever minutes Brian gives him, whenever he decides to put Tyler on the floor, he rewards him with productivity.
Brockington got the hot hands on that occasion. Big defensive stand here for the Breakers. They've been much better in recent weeks because Davis is just toying with them out there, but Noy couldn't finish. Brockington gives it up. That was halfway down as well.
And that's the thing with this offense. Okay, you come down and train. Yes, that's an open shot, but is that the shot you want to take? Down 9, just over a minute to go.
Robertson, shot clock down to 5. Noy, always ready to fire. And then went straight after his own ball. And then Brockington, who was able to reject the shot.
Carlin Davidson dodged a bullet. First he was over helping one pass away to one of the known snipers in the league, Kawhi Noy, and then didn't box him out.
Noy, none of 4 tonight from the 3-point line. Shooting it under 28% on the season. So had his troubles, but now he can light it up at any moment. Malawatch made a mistake looking for Cooks.
So the Kings will take this quarter in the Ignite Cup standings.
They won the first quarter. Breakers won the second quarter, so 1 point each so far. Davison again trying to show that 3 ball, comes up short. An opportunity for the Kings to get this back out to double digits. Biggest lead of the game has been 10 points. That was from Sydney early in the first quarter. Cooks likes the matchup on Lowe. Lowe sits off, so Cooks has to pull up. And PJC, who made a shot on quarter time, makes it again at 3-quarter time and gets the crowd off their feet at Claudelands Arena in Hamilton. The New Zealand Breakers are just sticking around. They get it back to 6 points off the back of their superstar, Parker Jackson Cartwright. 4 of 5 from the 3-point line for him tonight. And it is all set up for a wonderful finish. It is the New Zealand Breakers and the Sydney Kings from Hamilton. Let's take a look at it again, Damon. On the wrong foot too, off to the right, if you don't mind.
Never looked like missing.
That is what that man can do. Don't go anywhere, big 4th quarter to come right after this.
Let's go. Let's please. Okay. The ball. Okay, good. The ball's coming in, pal. Okay, I'm listening.
Momentum is a hell of a drug, and how about this on the stroke of three-quarter time? PJC from deep on the run. Don't worry about it. 3 points. The lead was 9, whittled down to 6. And the New Zealand Breakers, famous for blowing halftime leads. Well, they're going to have to come back into this one, but 6 points looks a whole lot better than 9 back.
I mean, momentum is everything, isn't it? And I think going into their fourth quarter, this is something that can be the Achilles heel to this team. So hopefully they come out and they really draw off that shot.
Weirdly enough, I feel like they'll be happy to be trailing right now.
We look at the quarter-by-quarter scoring there. 2 to the Kings, 1 to the Breakers. How's this one going to finish out? Take it away, Joey.
Yeah, Beck Allen all over it. New Zealand have lost 9 of their last 10 fourth quarters. I'm not sure Pete Hooley's theory works out, but we'll see if New Zealand can find a way to get back into this. They trail by 6. Lopez, that might be the way. Fires from way downtown. And Fuego.
The non-hesitation on him, Joey.
Up to 16 points.
Good grief.
Equal season high. 2 of 3 from long range. That might be the youngster. There they go again. Qual taking advantage of PJC, fires out to Robertson, who again, 8 points on 100% shooting.
It's a smart basketball. KD gets the hockey assist. Bull gets the proper assist. All because they recognize the mismatches.
Thanks, Brian. Side.
Much confidence, decided to go with Rob Lowe and Tarangi to start this fourth quarter. A bit of experience around Bairstow, Lopez and PJC.
I'll be coming with Rob Baker shortly because Rob Baker is still yet to miss a shot. Rob Lowe also stretches the floor as well, though, so you got options.
Breakers doing a lot wrong, shooting at 55% from the field, 45% from the three-point line. Just been the free throws the Kings have been able to get, and those offensive rebounds, the Kings have got 12 of them, giving them second chance points. But PJC, with the momentum on the three-quarter time, backs it up with another.
PJC, 5 out of 6 from downtown. Love's going to his left, stepping back.
There's some hot shooting out there tonight. Davis. Noy this time wants to attack the baseline. Davis could have gone to Robertson, maybe got there a bit late. Ends his perfect shooting night, Robertson. Jackson Cartwright. A little strong. And then Davis decides to pull up. And his rattles around, so both teams happy to fire away quickly in the shot clock. And now PJC, just a little bit more patient.
Too much standing around. Sometimes they stand around and watch and admire Parker's work.
Quatnoy picks up his second. There's the Amy replay. There's that signature step to the left.
Yeah, and that's what Parker does. He backs you up. That little jab, Joe, with the right foot, and then steps back because you have to respect his speed.
So it averages 25 points against the Sydney Kings. Does PJC for his career. Davis picks up another foul.
No. Now check out this, Joey. Check out the effort from Kareem Lopez. Right now, Kareem Lopez fights over a screen. He's on the left side over there. He's in help defense. He goes to the corner. Kareem comes over and tries to get a block. Misses that. We don't get to see the rest of that play, but he rotated to another couple of guys on the one possession. And if you think he don't know, those NBA dudes are literally in attendance and hearing about whatever defensive flaws he may or might not have. He can test that,
As Rob Lowe knocks down the triple. And we've tied at 77 again.
Big minutes from Rob Lowe.
PJC off and running. Just lost the handle. A little bit too excited. And there is that step back again from the baseline. And Brian Goorjian straight away calls a Tangerine timeout as they have quickly turned a 6-point three-quarter time deficit into a 2-point lead. And they have the healthy crowd at Claudelands Arena on their feet. Felix, this is a good game.
Two-point lead to the New Zealand Breakers, and we mentioned it in the three-quarter time break. Momentum is a hell of a something.
And PJC
has got a lot of it.
He's all about that, yeah, exactly. Huge step back, God, that's nice, isn't it? To the left, that jab, boom, boom, he's back. It's a great shot.
I mean, right now, it's just the battle of the little man. We've got PJC on one end, Kendrick Davis on the other, Damon Lowry in the commentary booth.
The little big man.
Sorry. Oh, are these little big men here, Damon Lowry, just little?
They stack them all on top of each other and you got yourself a Rob Lowe.
And this is a great game. This is what we want to see. It's great to see Parker Jackson Cartwright. I mentioned at halftime he was the key, and he's doing it.
Well, PJC on the stroke at three-quarter time. Hit it from down, far and on the run. And the momentum has continued, and he's going to be the man to lead them to victory if they can. To the Sydney Kings, certainly going to have their way against it as well.
And again, the Breakers have got back in the lead on the defensive end as well. They're showing a crowd to Kendrick Davis because he was tearing them apart.
Cam, what's it like over there?
Yeah, it's getting heated, boys, and just watching that Sydney Kings huddle, not much said by Goorjian. It was Xavier Cooks and Kendrick Davis really, really challenging each other to be better on the defensive end. It was good to see.
It's going to be a big 6.5 minutes. Who can close it out? Which point guard is going to lead their team to victory? Or will it be someone else? Lopez and Brockington have had their moments. Bairstow puts the back down on Davis. He did a pretty good job. Lowe just made a three, but it might be PJC with the hot hands, and he gets the bounce.
He just kept moving. Sean Bairstow turned down the shot. Sean Bairstow, 6'8". He can't be playing with the ball too much in front of KD. A couple dribbles just raise up. But Parker made something out of nothing.
Roy to Qual. And that's nice. Oof. Just been struggling to knock that three ball down the Kings in this second half. That's an important bucket. 12 points for Bull Qual, 3 of 5 from long range for him. There's Jackson Cartwright. Really frustrated that didn't go. And then Bairstow.
And then you gotta wonder just how fit is Bull Qual. He's got to be one of the fittest guys in the league because to play defense the way he does and still have legs in his shot to knock down 3 out of 5 triples, that is some elite fitness as far as I'm concerned.
Big Sam Meninga checks back into the game for Rob Lowe. New Zealand have 5 scorers in double digits. The Kings have 4. No one has 20 in this game. Suarez did it easy.
Too easy. Sam Meninga goes flying by to run him off the three-point line, but if it results in a dunk.
Quite elegant-looking dunk from Suarez, and the Kings retake the lead. Tarangi gives it up to Meninga. Davis came across to help, did a good job. Meninga was able to keep control of the ball. Oh, finish! But young Lopez in front of the Scouts. Throws it down once again.
Which pick does Schroeder have in the draft? Playing both ends of the floor, just being a menace on the glass, young Kareem.
And Qual again. Back-to-back triples. We're seeing action everywhere.
Bull Qual has always been a shooter. He's always been a three-point shooter. His defense just overshadows. We watch Lopez go over the top. 2 grown men decided to not box him out. And there was a price to pay for that.
18 points, 6 boards, 4 assists for young Kareem Lopez. Meninga. Hands it off to Lopez. Just took the air out of the venue. They were ready to erupt.
He won't, with his confidence, he won't hesitate taking the next one. You can just tell. Oh no, Lopez is coming. Oh no. Did he reach his so-called minutes limit?
That may be it for the night, you think, with 4.5 to play?
Kareem Lopez has played a total of 29 minutes. That can't be the number, Joey.
That might be. That seems to be a lot to me, Damon. I reckon that might be enough for him. And he's going to rely on his teammates to finish. There's a late whistle for a foul.
Yeah, you can see that foul from a mile away. I think that's above the actual restriction, Damon. So I think that's Coach Kopp saying, hey, let me get you 2 minutes here and throw you back out there, and I'll deal with the physios later.
So you're saying it's probably a 25-minute, 27-minute?
I believe the Breakers socials had been updating, maybe not this game, but telling us what the restriction was, and there is that foul, clear as day. Slowing down the transition opportunity.
Man, the physio's got power like Tony Soprano.
He's never played 30 minutes in a game. Played 29 minutes against the 36ers in round 8, but around that 23, 25-minute mark is, it looks like the number.
And you'd be so frustrated with the game on the line, 4 minutes to go, having one of the best games we've seen of him in 2 seasons, to have to sit down.
It's preposterous as far as I'm concerned.
He's coming back in the game. There's $400,000 on the line here. That kid is coming back into the game.
I'll tell you what is happening, Allen Iverson. He's coming to Hoops Fest, the NBA legend and icon, January 15 to 18. 11-time All-Star, he's done it all, so don't miss out. Grab tickets, make sure you scan the QR code, hoopsfest.com.au. Felix, I'm sure you've put your hand up to be over there for a few days, just to be professional and work hard.
God forbid I go anywhere, there's a couple of cashy opportunities on the table, so you might see me across there.
Beck Allen, you'll be playing big-time basketball overseas.
Just trying to get me back on the microphone right now. I know what you're doing, you're working me in.
You can't teach that.
Always ready though, Beck, well done. Kings lead by 2. Right, looking for Meninga. Off hands, and it'll be a New Zealand ball.
And that was Kawhi Noy's first bucket. 2 points, 1 of 8 shooting for Kawhi. But it was huge because in a 4-minute game, this is crunch time.
It was New Zealand 5-10, sitting 7th spot. They need to be able to win games at home. They've really struggled at home this year. In fact, they've lost 13 of their last 17 regular season games at home, so they've got to find a way.
Good pass.
And that is a great pass. It was Bairstow that was going to go upstairs, copped a heavy hit.
Oh, I think he smacked his head on the ground.
You hope he's all right. I'll probably let him lay down for a moment after that hit because he came down hard. You can almost hear that head snap back and hit the floorboards.
Physios will be having a real hard look at this. Great dish, great cut as well, and then bang, head right there.
Let's go, guys. 2.
Malice in it, just an awkward landing.
Be professional.
Bairstow gets to put up his first shot of the night.
That's a tough family, them Bairstow boys.
I just ask for you the same respect.
One way to pass the concussion test is hit 2 free throws.
1.
Big minutes tonight for Bairstow, almost 20. And he does make both important buckets. And we're all tied up again. 87 apiece. Sets up for a big final 3.5 minutes.
How you reckon you go, Felix? Pete, in the concussion test.
They wouldn't be able to get a baseline on it.
Well, they only started to bring the baseline in midway through the season back 7-8 years ago, and it's kind of difficult. It's kind of difficult to figure out.
The square peg goes in the square hole. That's what I worked out later.
You just have to spell world backwards, do the months of the year backwards. Can you do any of that?
You should not be looking at me there, Beck. That should be going the other way. It's also worth noting, I know this is not Ignite Cup game. If it does go to overtime, no additional points are added in overtime. It's just the regular result of the game and the 4 quarters leading up to it as we have a 2-point ball game here. Worth flagging that, I thought, Joseph.
Very nice speed up. Just recapping, Sydney have won quarters 1 and 3. New Zealand won quarter 2. So 2 points for the Kings, 1 for the Breakers, but it's the 3 points on the line for the win. Rockington. 4 points, 7 points in total up for grabs.
Isaiah Brockington's 3 ballers betrayed him this game. 1 of 7 from downtown. But you open, you got to take it. As KD tippy-toes down the baseline, draws a foul.
Only 3 fouls on the Breakers. They've still got one to give.
Oh, Lopes is back. Kareem is back.
So that is good news. Might be a career high, or season high minutes, I should say. That was an easy inbound pass from Cooks, from Davis to Cooks, and he will go to the free throw line where we know he's had his troubles.
What's he shooting on the season so far, Joey?
43% from the free throw line.
Not great, not great. But what is he in the clutch?
39%.
But the positive here is
38%.
being in New Zealand. I don't think you can give away burgers in New Zealand. So normally people feel pretty confident.
New Zealand got to get with the program, the Hungry Jacks program.
And he does miss both. That doesn't stop the crowd from roaring. And it just keeps the Kings lead at 2. Additional free throws. They've shot pretty well before that. New Zealand have only gone to the free throw line 8 times for the night. Menenga. Again, seeing plenty of them. They've looked halfway down. Just haven't been able to get it.
Pete, would you go hack Xavier Cooks with 2 minutes to go in the game?
I know why you're bringing that up, because there's been a couple of other games where we've called for that, saying that teams have really lost the game by not doing that. Kendrick Davis knocks this down.
Whoa, comes flying over the top. Galloway. And then Lopez.
I think it's certainly worth testing out, right? If he knocks down a couple, then you don't do it. But if he misses the next 2, then the next 2 again, absolutely you should be looking at it. I don't know why teams don't do this more with a couple of guys around the league.
Who's going to get their ball in their hands for the crucial game time? Oh, and it's going to be Parker Jackson Cartwright. The Cardinal sin, he was fouled, shooting the 3 ball from Bukwal, who throws his head back in disgust at himself.
Caught Bukwal helping off, over helping, put himself in a closeout situation, then just drew the foul. Didn't draw the foul, committed the foul. Parker goes, can he get 3 straight?
Ball's on 4 personals, as is Kendrick Davis. Of course, the big doubleheader tomorrow night. It's going to be huge. Illawarra need to get something going, Damon. Your Hawks, you're almost going to start to potentially give up on the season against the red-hot South East Melbourne Phoenix, and then the Perth Wildcats hosting Melbourne. Always great games when those 2 teams meet. That's tomorrow. That makes 2 of 3. Once again, all square. Sets up for a thrilling finish. Broadlands Arena in Hamilton. Their one and only game of the season. They're getting a thriller. Davis to Cooks.
Oh, he tries. Up and down. He thought he had a wide open triple. Great contest by Sam Menenga.
And it's over to the Breakers. You feel this means so much for their NBL season. Win, it'll be 3 out of 4 and they build momentum. Lose and it almost starts looking too hard. Baker to Menenga, great find.
Now that was some patient offense. I didn't feel like the Breakers knew where they wanted to go with the ball, who do they want to take the last shot. But they ran through the offense. Ended up in a 6'10" and a 6'10" ball screen. Good pass by Rob Baker the second. And good foul by Xavier Cooks, because you can't give up and ones, you can't give up layups. Now, if he knocks both of these free throws down, would you foul Xavier Cooks instead of letting somebody else do it? With a minute to go. I know what Hooley would do. I think I'm with you too, Pete.
72% on the season. He makes one of two.
How badly do you want to win the game, right? And again, we've seen him, he can step up and knock him down, but he's just missed two. He just missed two.
Looks like they're just going to guard them straight up. Davis. They got away with it, the Breakers.
Ball.
Always have a look at it this late in the game, and that's a really, really good look there from Kendrick Davis. He's knocking that down more often than he's missing it.
Beck, who do you want the ball in the hands of for the Sydney Kings in this possession?
I think it has to go to Kendrick Davis. I think the ball has to be in his hands. He's the creator, because if he draws a whole lot of that help, he's spraying it out to open shooters.
You let Davis go to work, Damon? Or...
Absolutely. I'll put him in the ball screen, but not with Xavier Cooks.
So his numbers there, still pretty solid, 17 and 9. Hasn't shot the ball the best. Just 5 of 16.
Yeah, it looks like that came off Kareem Lopez last.
Will be a Kings ball. Full shot clock, and there he's the man. Loves the big moments, does Kendrick Davis.
Make sure we get it right.
Kendrick's played 35 minutes.
It's going to be Sydney ball. Sydney ball, right? Sydney!
He's had 49 points in the 2 previous games against the Breakers this year. Sydney have beaten them their last 4. They've got a good record on the road. And it'll come down to just a couple of possessions. Davis and PJC. Davis, the step back. And again, couldn't get it to go. Just been one of those nights from the field.
And big rebound by Rob Baker the second.
And it's going to be the little big man for the Breakers. They lead by 1.
Just get out of the way.
6-second differential. Decides to pull up. And that's the game! Parker Jackson, Cartwright with the dagger.
The little big man, PJC. Hot from downtown, Joey.
He was trying to get the mismatch with Suarez, and in the end, it did not matter. PJC, what a second half.
It was the young buck in the first half in Kareem Lopez, but the old man's got to take over in the second. As you said, Pete, what a second half. And talk about just putting the team on your back ever since the stroke of three-quarter time.
6 of 8 from 3. He is an absolute superstar. What this could mean for the New Zealand Breakers. They've had their struggles. Everyone said they couldn't close in the clutch.
You said it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, PJC, this is what I like. He's taking it on himself. You go back to a couple of seasons ago when he did it in Sydney. You remember that? He was talking the talk about it. He is the New Zealand Breakers, and this has been phenomenal to witness. Just sizing him up and then silencing.
What a time for PJC to get a season high. 24 points. 8 of 12 from the field. Throw in a couple of rebounds and 3 assists. And as the boys just told us, he has put them on his back in the second half. And it'll almost mean they'll be certain to make the Ignite Cup final. But more importantly, Damon, it just continues to build the momentum and well and truly keep their season alive.
Yeah, they're on the Gold Coast for sure, without a doubt. All they have to do now is nothing silly, like foul a three-point shooter.
It is the silly season.
And that'll be it. They turn the ball over. Brockington throws it down. The New Zealand Breakers will be on 19 points in the Ignite Cup ladder. They have booked a ticket to the Gold Coast. And they have made it 3 out of their last 4. And they are continuing to build And they might just be a presence in the back half of this NBL season.
What just happened? How did Kendrick Davis end up on the foul line?
Well, off the duck, it was a quick little foul. I'm sure it was intentional, but it won't matter. They'll put 4 seconds back on the clock. Davis just couldn't quite get it done in this last term. And his counterpart, PJC, was the man. We felt coming into it was going to be one of them.
And they both had rock-solid games. KD didn't shoot the ball particularly well, but 18 points, 11 assists, only the 2 turnovers, playing 36 minutes. And PJC, can you imagine how hard it would be to stay in front of people? Like, how do you guard him? You sag off of him because you're terrified of his speed, and then he makes threes? What are you supposed to do?
It's always tough, and this is interesting. Felix, Beck, Pete, you were talking about earlier, New Zealand are trailing the quarter by 1. So they've got the game in the bag, but they are looking to run a play to try and get that extra point and win this 4th quarter.
Well, that's why we love it. It just makes these games, there's so many layers to these games. With $400,000 on the line, you can understand it.
And 3.8 seconds, you can get a lot done in that amount of time as well.
Tell me about it. Certainly can. 95-90. The New Zealand Breakers lead the Sydney Kings. What a finish to this game. Talk about PJC, the president of the Little Big Man Society, just really taking this one over.
So there we will get the final possession and see what they can deliver.
Save us, Joey.
Yeah. Tangerine timeout. It's been an impressive performance. We know the Kings battered and bruised. Kelly LePepe, we know he's out, but of course no Sean Bruce, no Matthew Dellavedova. Hopefully both of them are not too far away. We'll get more updates from the club in the next few days. No Isaiah Liafa for the New Zealand Breakers, but this has been an impressive win, Damon. They have played some really good basketball tonight.
Yeah, they got down a couple of times, but never nothing that was insurmountable. And this is Parker coming off a triple screen, Joey, for a triple.
So they need a bucket to win the quarter, to make it 6 points. I'm not sure what went down in the end.
Parker forgot. Parker said, my bad. That's 400K, Parker.
They called a timeout for that. But in the end, the New Zealand Breakers, they got the 4 points that mattered. An impressive win. They trailed by 1 at quarter time. They led by 2 at the half. They were down 6 at 3/4 time. Could have been 9 if not for the prayer from that man there, Parker Jackson Cartwright, who then stepped up and delivered in a big way in the 4th quarter. He will be the Foot Locker player of the game. And in the end, it has been an impressive performance.
They did what they had to do. They're proving to be extremely dangerous at the halfway point of the season.
Let's get down to the court side. Cam Glidden has the Foot Locker player of the game with him.
Yeah, Parker, huge game. You had to deal with a lot of full court pressure, a lot of man-to-man pressure in your face all game. You still managed 24 points, but most importantly, a home win. How do you feel?
I feel great. I mean, I feel like playoff intensity. Just 2 great teams going at it. And, man, you know, we had some guys come in. Sean Barstow came in, and he did a great job tonight, so good team effort.
Yeah, mate, we don't have much time, but I wanted to talk about Sean Barstow. Unsung hero, hasn't played much all year, comes in, plays backup point guard for you and gives you a spell. 0 turnovers, took care of the ball. What do you got to say about him?
The kid's special, man. He doesn't complain. He comes every day, he works hard, and he deserves it, so hats off to him.
All the best.
Thank you.
All the best, man.
New Zealand Breakers, they take the 6 points, they take the win. They win in front of their fans at Hamilton, and they will head back and play again on Saturday night against the Tassie Jack Jumpers with some renewed confidence and a young star in Karim Lopez. It'll be Pete Hawley, Felix Von Hoff and Beck Allen to wrap it up after this. The Breakers, winners by 5.
What a game of basketball we just witnessed. The New Zealand Breakers down by 10 in the first quarter. The Sydney Kings got it out to 9 again, and the team that has blown so many leads this year managed to claw their way back, and it was all thanks to their superstar in Parker Jackson Cartwright. Didn't have the best first half, but a second half for the ages, and the final dagger as we look at the Ignite Cup ladder. It's going to be a good weekend to be a Wakachungi Premium Lager in the Gold Coast because New Zealand Breakers with 19 points. Or 18 points, they look like they're heading there.
Oh, they sure do. I mean, what a gutsy win. And the Ignite Cup for them, they've spoke about how it means a little bit more. We're clearly seeing that. They've been phenomenal on Wednesday nights, but also in the scope of the whole season. What this could do for them in December and January is massive. This is a fun team.
Right, and I'm thinking about the whole season, and I think we've been questioning, can they close out games? They're proving right now, yes, they can, and I think with PJC really taking over in that fourth, I mean, that was a huge win for them.
Unbelievable win, and you look at that, the Breakers up to 7th, top 6 go forward at the end of the year. And with Ty Webster coming into this team as well, Karim Lopez getting better by the week and getting healthier, Pete, they are a dangerous proposition for anyone right now.
They sure are, and the fact that they were probably trailing by 6 or whatever it was going into the fourth quarter helps them mentally, right? Because they don't have the lead to worry about. Exceptional. I can't wait to see what they do in the next 2 weeks. And to be honest, not a really bad performance from the Kings either. They just got beat by a better team in the clutch.
Beck, PJC, you've been in that moment many a time.
I don't know if I
and the team
have.
relies on you. We certainly haven't. Unbelievable.
I mean, what a great feeling for him as well, just to see. I mean, he was shooting the 3 ball so well tonight, so why not him? And I love that he has the confidence to take those big time shots, and he knows that he's ready for it and he wants it.
From the car park.
And Pete, for the Kings, you can break down a game so many ways. You can't really fault him there. It's a deep 3. You probably let him take it with a defender in his face.
Yeah, it was his 6. He only missed 2, so in the end, you might have wanted to do something different, but it doesn't matter because the Breakers get the win.
Breakers get the win, and they look to have booked their ticket to the Gold Coast for the Ignite Cup final. What a game. The Breakers, well, they're legit. The Kings left to lick their wounds once again.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.